Asparagus, can I ask you a couple of questions? Moose, I just need you to not talk for a second. Out of love, I respect you, Moose. Please, I'm not trying to be mean.
I know you're gonna tear me apart with these questions of Asparagus.
Hey,
Y'all get team up on me on this one. I'm okay with that.
Asparagus, whose idea was it to give the plans for the Death Star to Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Let me think. I think it was Princess Leia.
Yeah, who sacrificed herself on that ship in order for the droids to get away to get to Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Fuck, that's a tough one. I can't remember. Maybe was it Padme? No, it was not Padme. I think it was Princess Leia. Princess Leia, right?
Oh, yep.
Moose, you want to go first? You want to introduce
your
yes.
I'll go first because mine kind of starts out strong.
Okay, let's go with your number 3. We'll keep the worst one for the end. So let's go with your less worst of the 3. We have 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep the timer here. After 5 minutes, we're gonna stop. So you have 5 minutes to convince us and the chat that your pick is the best.
Okay, before my 5 minutes starts, can I just say my honorable mentions or no? And I'll do that last.
We'll keep that for
so
that,
I don't spoil. Who my top 3 are.
Exactly.
Okay, so
convince us. I want to be convinced.
Third worst Star Wars character in the universe. This is crazy. Okay,
don't seem confident right away.
I feel like some people are gonna hate me for this, but Princess Leia.
What?
Third worst.
What the fuck?
Star Wars character.
Yeah. I think we're gone. I think we're done. Agathon.
Yeah, no. You can. I know. It's a good thing National Women's Day was like yesterday.
Yeah. You just lost
because
you lost. It's over.
Because something
yeah,
about.
You could stop talking now.
Agathon, you want to go with your number 3?
Hey.
Yeah. So my number 3.
Go ahead, Moose. Go ahead.
So I just think she's not a great character because I don't know. She's had some like badass moments, but I can only think of one, and that doesn't save her from having these weird moments where it's just like I don't really care for her existence on the screen at the moment. Like, sure, she's the sister to Luke, who's the main character, but literally, it's not Carrie Fisher's fault. She's great, but it's mainly the sequels that ruined it for me. Why is she floating in space? Like, I don't like it at all. They ruined that. It's okay that she was training to be a Jedi. Don't really care for that whole arc. It's just like they've tried making her an arc so many times and they just missed, in my opinion. Like it's not like a solid arc to me. The mother figure to Kylo is like weird. It's just like really cliche where it's like I'm gonna stare in the distance and hold my heart because I feel my son's hurting in the distance or something. But there's nothing much more past that, in my opinion. So
are you
I know
saying...
there's a lot of disagreement on this from you two, but I'm hoping someone out there in the world can see what I'm saying, where they just like missed. They tried doing so many different things with her.
Well, are you saying that you don't like what they did with Leia, mostly that the sequel ruined Leia, or
they ruined her a lot.
You still don't like her in the original movies?
She was okay in the original movies. There were, like I said, I didn't care for her that much to be in there, just because I feel like she didn't add much to the story, although she was important then. Like, yeah, there's a lot of crucial moments. I'm pissing Agathon off. But
sorry, I think I just had a stroke. Yeah. Just from your comment.
It's
sorry.
just like you got. I'll hand it off in a second, but like I don't know. I don't know. She was okay in the trilogy, but then they ruined her whole arc in the sequels, in my opinion. So Agathon's gonna tear my ass apart.
Yeah, go ahead,
I feel like,
Asparagus, you go first.
Well, I just wanted to point here. Thomas, I think, pointed out. Thomas in my chat as well says, I think, what you did, Moose, you just pushed Thomas out of your chat and he came into mine. So congrats for that. Thanks, I guess, for the view. But
okay.
You're pushing out your viewer with that terrible take. And he says Moose is just mad she didn't wear the bikini outfit in more than a few scenes.
I am not.
To be fair, I do not understand this choice. I don't understand at all. Leia was always one of my favorite. I don't see why she could. I could see why she could be disappointed with what they did with her in the new movie, but I think that can apply to every fucking character they brought back in the new movie. And why you would single Leia over Anne, or I was about to say Luke, but no, I kind of like what they did with Luke. Orlando
In The Last Jedi.
in The Last Jedi, yeah. What Orlando? I don't know why you would single Leia out. It doesn't make sense to me. If there's no Leia, there's no Star Wars.
I feel like you can make a solid Star Wars movie without having the whole twins character arc. I feel like it would still be a solid movie if you didn't introduce her at all. I'm not saying they should have. I just don't like where they went with the arc mainly. Like she didn't. It wasn't so bothersome where I'm like, this sucks. Or else I wouldn't like Star Wars at all.
Asparagus, can I ask you a couple of questions? Moose, I just need you to not talk for a second. Out of love. I respect you, Moose. Please, I'm not trying to be mean.
I know you're gonna tear me apart with these questions of Asparagus.
Hey,
Y'all get team up on me on this one. I'm okay with that.
Asparagus, whose idea was it to give the plans for the Death Star to Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Let me think. I think it was Princess Leia.
Yeah, who sacrificed herself on that ship in order for the droids to get away to get to Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Fuck, that's a tough one. I can't remember. Maybe was it Padme? No, it was not Padme. I think it was Princess Leia. Princess Leia, right?
Oh, yep. Okay, and then when Luke Skywalker, who in the first movie was kind of an idiot, and Han Solo, who's kind of a lovable idiot, and then you have Chewbacca, who's awesome, but listens to an idiot. Who's the one who actually saved everyone on the Death Star?
That was Mothma, right? No,
different woman in white.
Rey? No, that was not Rey. Rey was not there yet.
No.
So it was Princess Leia.
Yeah, it was Princess Leia again. And then they got off the ship because of Obi-Wan. Yeah, thankfully. And then who is it that got the heroes to Yavin?
That was Han? No, that was not Han. That was
No.
kind of Emphas Nest. No, that was fuck. It was Princess Leia again. Damn, I sense a pattern here.
Yeah. So we got Princess Leia is the one who got the Death Star plans, basically saved everyone on Yavin 4, and could be given the role of actually being the one who destroyed the Death Star, because without her, never would have happened. Now let's jump ahead to Empire just for a hot take here. Whose idea, like who is in charge? Who is running basically an entire base on Hoth and kind of coordinating where people should go during the evacuation?
It seems to be Jewel Dodonna, but when you think about it, currently no, it's not Dodonna. It's actually Princess Leia, right? Do you think?
Yeah. And that's just a fraction of the shit she did in the original trilogy.
That's basically all of it.
No, I could keep going, but your 5 minutes is almost over.
Yeah, you can see Moose's face just started to melt, and I think he knows you lost.
No,
this
it's
one.
not melting. But I really, you're only going for trilogy stuff. Like,
nope, I could keep going into the new trilogy.
I would say 80% of it is what they tried doing with her arc.
And do you know what the best part about Princess Leia is? I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I want to point this out. Is when this movie was made, the only female that they would ever have in sci-fi movies was one, Sigourney Weaver, who was a badass as Ripley in Alien, but they had no idea that she was going to be the hero at the end, and it wasn't proven until near the end of production. And then you had Princess Leia, who was a fucking boss. Around that time, you had no other females doing anything near what she was doing, and I think she not only was a complete and utter badass in her role, she didn't take shit from George Lucas, and she opened the gates for so many other actresses to basically come in and kick ass in genres that weren't just bimbos or just
20 seconds.
To be fair, I don't make me look like a sexist asshole for that. Because I was born in 2000. I wasn't even born in the 20th century when all that stuff was going on. So all I've ever known was there being more than just 2 female actresses in the movie industry. So sorry, but I never even thought about that when I was thinking about this. Still, I'm gonna stand by my stance on I just don't like the overall arc, and I feel like since I feel like they could have made Star Wars without her, I'm glad they didn't. That's great, especially for the point you just made. But since I feel like they could have made it without her, I just put her in here because I also had a tough time choosing who wanted to go in here, and I didn't want to just throw certain people in my top 3. So
Okay, awesome. We've been a bit overboard with that, but I was very entertained by Agathon's takedown.
it was a hot take.
It was a hot take, but I was very entertained by Agathon destroying you, and now I'm kind of scared Agathon's coming back at me for my takes. So that being said, Agathon, you want to go for your number 3?
Absolutely. My number 3 is probably the only one on my list that some people might not be surprised for. Now, again, my list is all people I think that did absolutely nothing for the storyline. But this one in particular, not only did he do nothing, he fucking sucked. And it's a he. Okay. And I don't know if you guys can guess this, but my number 3 most hated character in the Star Wars universe is Boba Fett.
Oh.
Now, let's get down to the reasons why Boba Fett's a piece of shit. First off, you're introduced to him as a group of bounty hunters hired by Darth Vader. He looks pretty cool next to all these other ones, but to me, he doesn't stand out that much. You have a giant lizard man, you have a robot who looks awesome, and then you have this dude in a suit. And at the time, it was like, yeah, it's a cool suit. It's cool. It looks cool. The most remarkable thing this guy ever did was deliver Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt.
When you guys been already captured by someone else.
When any of those
Why the
other
fuck am I helping
bounty
you? Sorry,
hunters,
go ahead.
When all of those other bounty hunters on Darth Vader's payroll could have done it. There's literally no reason that Boba Fett had to do it other than Boba Fett was needed for screen time. Now, Jeremy Bulloch, who plays Boba Fett, super nice guy. Awesome.
Red.
But this character, pour one out for our homie. But this character is But this character's next basic scene is he tries to stand up to Luke at Jabba's palace. He basically just walks forward to impress the ladies behind him, and then thinks that he can take Luke in a lightsaber fight versus his blasters, gets too close, and immediately gets his ass kicked into a Sarlacc pit. The end. Until that abysmal Boba Fett show that came out. Which, again, he was overshadowed by everyone else around him. He had a promising start in the Clone Wars, where he was a young leader of these bounty hunters, which included Aurra Sing and Bosk, but he was overshadowed by those characters. He's been overshadowed by everyone. Fennec overshadowed him. The fucking robot eye people overshadowed him.
I don't think they overshadowed him because they were just terrible. I don't think they specifically overshadowed him. I think Fennec did until Mando came along.
The Vespa kids. I don't know if those are Vespas, man.
They call them mods. They actually call them mods. That's how they call it in the show. He can't carry a show by himself. He couldn't even carry himself. Luke proved that when he knocked his ass into a Sarlacc pit. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to argue it anymore. He literally has done nothing. Okay, well, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna have to push back a little bit against that. I think Boba Fett is not the third worst character in the show. I think there's much worse character you could have chosen. I agree with you. Boba Fett is far from my favorite. I think you're being very harsh in putting it in number 3. Are you just thinking about the new show that completely ruined what something could potentially have been good to begin with, or even if the new show would have not existed, you would have put him there as well?
I would have put him there. The new show did not help at all.
No, it did not.
No.
Okay, I know we have a resident Boba Fett lover in here, so Moose, can you execute a takedown of Agathon here? Can you please order 66 this bad take out of here?
Hello, Kinesif. No, because he brings valid points.
You don't understand the point of a debate, dude. You brought a shit choice, and then you're giving him victory.
I can't lie, bro. Maybe you should do it because I agree. But I also think that he wasn't that overshadowed in Clone Wars. I didn't get that sense of overshadowed there. He was definitely overshadowed in his own show, which is like the part where he's supposed to be the most prominent thing there. And if you get overshadowed in your own show, it doesn't look good. And then in the movies, he's not supposed to be like a prominent thing. Of course, he's going to get overshadowed, but he also didn't talk much and just did like not very many things. And they got killed like a little. I don't know.
Yeah, but
like
what can you
stupid.
expect
like
of a guy
cartoony.
what do you expect of a guy who saw his dumbest dad trying to fight on a Jedi and just got beheaded by
But his dad wasn't.
by
His
Mace
dad wasn't
Windu?
dumb. I feel like his dad was just
Well,
overconfident
I-
because
I
if
think
could
you
kill
learned
that
from your
beast
father.
with a pistol. If you can kill that beast with a pistol in one shot and jump out of the way, that's kind of badass, and you're good. You're a good shot. You have to admit, if a
He
beast
just
is
happened to
charging you-
pick a fight against one of the strongest Jedi.
I mean, Agathon,
Yeah.
to Boba's credit, he saw his dad doing something, and usually child learn from their parents, right? You're a dad yourself, you're probably aware of that. If you do something, your child will probably try to imitate that behavior somehow. So if you see your dad trying to shoot a Jedi at point blank, being very far from it, what are the chances you're gonna do the same dumb thing yourself when you're older? And can you blame Boba for that, or you can blame his dumbass dad trying to take out?
Yes, I can blame Boba for that. I saw my dad die to a Jedi by getting too close. I have this jetpack. I should probably keep my distance and kill him from afar like a badass, not get up within freaking lightsaber range.
Yeah,
To be fair, it was actually Han Solo who took him out,
right.
but still.
A blind guy.
Also, I think Star Wars has this.
Boba Fett.
So.
Star Wars
Boba
has
Fett.
this issue with it being made in the 70s, which wasn't an issue at the time. It's just an issue for the overall arc if you're looking at it in that regard. Because even just lightsaber fighting in general is so much different now compared to old men doing this. And them killing off characters without thinking of the future, which is fine at the time. Like, why would you want Boba Fett around? You didn't know he's going to be that popular. He got more popular after that movie because he looked cool. He got this cool presence. Slave One is cool. And so, yeah, he's a cool character that everyone wished they brought back. And, of course, you're going to try to bring him back if everyone wants him back. So that's the issue. If they kept him dead, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And we would have just been like, yeah, that was shitty the way he died, but he's gone now. So it's stupid that they brought him back, but it's also just a consequence of it being made in the 70s, them not thinking about the future. And yeah, I feel like that's more than just Boba Fett.
You know what Boba Fett should have done to avoid dying? He should have flied now. Should have flied now? You should have flied now.
No, dude, you do this every week.
I had to. I have to. Because you love it so much. Okay, that's a bit more than 5 minutes. So Moose brought us, for some reason, Princess Leia is his worst character. Agathon, when almost as bad as Moose, but I'm going to give you credit here. Agathon, I think you're going to rank number 2 on this one, not number 3, because your pick is a little bit better than Moose. But I think here you guys are all wrong, and you missed the obvious. The third worst character in Star Wars history is Memphis Nest from the hit movie Solo: A Star Wars Story. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
See? That's my point. That's my fucking point. You don't remember who the character is.
Was it Han Solo's love interest?
No. Memphis Nest was the bad guy that we learned at the end is a bad girl from the movie with the mask, the leader of the evil race.
Isn't she like a good character at the
Well,
end?
that's kind of where I'm leaving to. She's presented all the movie as a bad guy. She kills Beckett's love interest. She pushes all our protagonists until to their point, and at the end, we learn that magically somehow she's the one who started, or one of the one who started the rebellion. That came out of nowhere. That character has no character development. They had no time on screen. We know nothing about them. They're presented as a bad guy for the like 3 times we saw him, and at the end, she ends up being a good guy. She is a total waste of what could have been a cool character. And if you guys played The Force Unleashed, you can probably see that she kind of took the place of a Starkiller, right? Starkiller was the one who kind of founded the rebellion. So, first of all, she's from a shitty movie that nobody remembers. She is presented as a pivotal character that is the one who presented who made the Rebel Alliance, and you guys don't even remember who she is, and I cannot blame you. This is not a diss on you. Why would this character not be on her top list of her top 3 characters? Worst characters.
I didn't think she was like a terrible add-on. I also didn't know that she started the rebellion. Like,
yeah,
just
at the
like,
end,
I didn't know it started from just one person.
At the
So I
end,
feel like if
Anne
there was
and
a rebellion-
Lando.
It was a movement, and the money that Han gave her, basically, the group started the rebellion.
They bring her the coaxium at the end, and
Yeah, I didn't know it was just her. I feel like if you were to realistically, I know this is like stupid to say realistically when we're talking about a sci-fi movie, but if you were to like realistically start a rebellion, it wouldn't just be like one singular person that started it. It would be like a bunch of people with the same idea that get together, and maybe a group starts it. But
she's presented as the one who kind of founded the rebellion by getting the coaxium that Anne and Lando brought at the end by betraying the Empire, and she kind of sold it as the way to found the rebellion. So this character that we don't see at all, that's presented like a badass villain with a big mask, turned out to the end, when she removes her mask, to be a good guy who founded a rebellion. We never heard about her in the future. She's never mentioned in the other movies. She's almost never mentioned in her own movie, and I think she's a total waste of time and space. And she could have either be giving much more time and space so we can learn about her, or could have been used for a character that we know and care about. So that's why Emphasis is my third worst character.
I do have a couple of points.
Go ahead.
First off, we based this off of 2 different things. Like, we started off this, either the character we just hate because they suck, and then the one who didn't do anything, who's a worthless character.
Well, I brought it back because she does
think
both.
I don't think she falls into either of those categories. I didn't remember her, which means I didn't remember her name. I remember her in the movie, which means I don't have a hatred for her. So she can't fall under that category for me. And 2, she does do something. She's not a useless character. The only reason she looks like a bad guy is because she takes out bad guys.
No, she killed Beckett's lovers. So you don't.
Which is a bad guy. These people are stealing. They're not exactly good guys.
They're Han's crew.
is the smuggler a good guy?
Fair. Yeah,
like smugglers are not good guys.
So if she killed Han, she would have been seen as a good guy to you.
I'm not saying she's a good guy. I'm saying she's not necessarily a bad guy. When you have bad guys against bad guys, it's like, okay, you got bad guys and bad guys.
Well, the bad guys, whoever's on the other team, in your opinion, at that point.
Thing is that Robin Hood had some character development, Agathon. Emphasis didn't.
What's that?
Robin Hood had some character development. We knew about him. He was part of his story. I think you're seeing her as a kind of a Robin Hood, a bad person robbing the bad for the good.
Asparagus,
right?
what was that movie called that she was in?
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh, so it's not her movie. It's Han Solo's movie. So you're mad that she didn't have enough character development in Han Solo's movie.
Yes, because there's more than her in this movie. There's Beckett in this character who gets some character development. Is it called Beckett, a Star Wars story? You know about Beckett, right?
But you also have a main.
Is it called Lando, a Star Wars story? Does Lando get some character development in Solo? He does.
You can't develop a character that has a plot twist like that either. You got to think about that. You got to line her up to have a plot twist. Like, you got to think of it as a movie as well, because that plot twist was pretty big and it was at the end, so it's supposed to be big, and that just makes the movie a little bit better in the eyes of a movie.
With full intentions of them pursuing that character later, but because the box office didn't do so well on the standalone films, they didn't continue it. But there was full intention of her progressing her story, and there might even be stuff in the book series that I don't know.
I would have been disappointed.
The character started the rebellion. She was fighting the Empire. She was fighting other smugglers to try and get this stuff to help fund and start this. And
she's never mentioned again in the old 9 movies when we see her a total of 3 minutes in one movie.
Who did you think started the Republic?
A group of people? Well, if we go to
that's
the
what we got. Wait
a second. If you go to the previous canon, that would have been Darth Vader and Starkiller. But that's another story.
We don't have a previous canon. It all got retconned, so they have to create that story. And the story is the Republic was started by a group of people. That group of people has to have somewhat of a leader who speaks for them, and that's this woman who obviously
be referenced later on.
And obviously moved forward, and other people took command as they built this up from the ground up. And she's the one who started it, so she obviously had progression. She did some shit, and I didn't hate her as character, so I definitely can't agree with you on this one.
Okay.
I'm with Agathon. I didn't hate her. She wasn't memorable, like, in the whole aspect of Star Wars. She's definitely not one of the things I think of, but that doesn't make me hate her. There's so many characters.
Moose, is she
Star Wars.
Is she worse than Princess Leia?
I probably not. No.
Is she worse than Boba
I mean,
Fett?
yes. No, she is worse than Princess Leia, but only because she hasn't done as much. But
and is she worse than Boba Fett?
She has way less screen time.
Most,
you're right. You're right, Asparagus. You definitely got in second place, but you're right. She's worse than.
It's okay.
It's pretty clear to me.
It is pretty clear to me that I've won round number 3. So guys, we will be putting in chat right now the link to the straw poll we created. We would want you guys to go and vote to see who won round number 3. We will let this go for 2 minutes, and then we will see who won according to you guys. So we have Moose, who chose Princess Leia as his third worst Star Wars character. We have Agathon, who chose Boba Fett as his third worst character. And I chose Emphasis as my third worst Star Wars character. Click the link in the chat. Guys, please go and vote for yourself, because I absolutely voted for myself. So you need to go and vote for yourself, otherwise it's not going to be fair. The link is the same for everyone, whether you're watching from my stream, Moose's stream, or Agathon's stream. This is a consolidated poll, and we will see in 2 minutes who you guys think won this first round. Don't worry about it. After this first round, we will take a 2-minute break. We need to go and refill our drinks in the bathrooms, and we will be back with our picks for number 2 and number 1. While we are waiting and letting you guys vote, I would like to point out that Moose and Agathon are awesome streamers, and I would encourage all of you to go and follow them. Agathon has to reach 35 followers by the end of the night, which is a great milestone. So I'm gonna put the link to Agathon's page on my stream. Moose, I encourage you to do the same. It's Agathon.
Oh, it's not done.
It's already done. Look at that. So if you guys want to go and go and see and follow Agathon, that'd be awesome. Even though he brought a terrible take with Boba Fett, he still deserves your follow. And Moose also deserves your follow, even though I totally disagree. He brought an even worse take than Agathon with Princess Leia. Still,
I'm good.
Still deserves your following, because he's playing a lot of games and he's streaming awesome.
Also, Solo's not a terrible movie. It's just not.
Agreed.
So guys, one last chance.
I thought it was going to be horrible.
It was okay. It was forgettable, which is okay, meaning that it was not the worst thing ever. It's not like it was The Rise of Skywalker, which I remember for all the wrong reason. I would rather watch Solo than The Rise of Skywalker. You're making a point, guys.
Rise of Skywalker is better than The Last Jedi.
All right, on that, I'm going to go quick take a bathroom break.
Well, before you go, let's just refresh the poll. Yeah. So we're going to give you guys 15 seconds to go and vote if you want to see your results. I'm looking at the live results right now, so I'm going to take a... Can I get the link to that? Yes, I can bring it on screen. Well, I'll give you the link, guys. You go to the polls and you go see the results. If you guys want to see who won, I put the link on our Discord. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me do the last refresh. And winner of round number 3 for number 3 worst Star Wars character would be Agathon with Boba Fett. Most people, I would say 66. Oh, that's fitting, right? 66% of the chat executed Order 66 and voted Agathon as the winner of the 3rd round of this debate. So congrats, buddy. Congrats. You have won.
Thank you. I'm not going to win any of the other ones because no one's going to agree with me, but I'm sticking to my guns.
Well, take the win when it goes. Moose, we are both losers from this round with equal 16%. So we both failed to convince the audience of our choice. And I'm quite disappointed that Leia got the exact same score as Emphas Ness, but what can I expect from the audience that voted Lego Star Wars as the best game, right? Just going to point out that.
Yeah, I don't have half as the audience as I did that night, so don't worry. But
I do want to thank Thomas for good TV. Thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. Thomas is a developer for Project Winter, a game you should play more so you can join my debate show, Agathon.
I mean, I could just debate. I'm pretty good at.
Yeah, but if you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty good at that too, debating without knowing what I'm talking about.
Speaking of which, guys, we will be taking a 5 minutes break. Don't go anywhere. We will just go refill drinks in the bathroom, and we will be right back. And that's pretty much it. So, guys, we'll see you in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Top 9 worst Star Wars characters. We've gotten through 3 of them. We all shared 1. Now we're about to all share our second one. We each have 3. And yeah, are you guys ready for this?
I am so ready for this.
All right, I can go first if you want.
I refilled my drink, and I think we're going to be good. What are you drinking tonight, guys, by the way?
I finished a Cayman Jack, which I highly recommend. It's just a seltzer, but it's really sugary, so if you don't like sugar, don't go for that.
I've got the black cherry seltzer water. I gotta stay hydrated.
Awesome, and I'm having rum and bitters and orange juice and cinnamon and ice, which is a Caribbean cocktail.
Fancy.
Wow, that's fancy cocktail.
Thank you.
If I did not have early morning clinicals, I would probably go and get something with whiskey, but I have to go treat patients tomorrow. So
yeah, no, I think it's a good thing you don't. It's a good thing you don't. We all appreciate what you're doing, by the way, Agathon. It's an awesome job you're doing. So thanks a lot.
I didn't even know you did that, so that's cool.
Oh, you missed it? We're talking about it. Yeah, you're not there yet. You were doing your studies.
Oh, it's not. Yeah,
Mr. Student. Which is a good thing. I'm not shaming you for doing your studies. Please do your studies all the time and do not get influenced into streaming more. That being said, let's go. Tell us your number 2, Moose.
Okay, so my number 2, I didn't have any backups. I just have honorable mentions, and I don't feel like switching them out. And I hope y'all didn't cheap this by putting Jar Jar Binks in your top 3, because I feel like that doesn't count. But my number 2 is Boba Fett. And this might come to a surprise to Asparagus, because he even said this very stream that I'm a Boba Fett fan. And
that's what you told me when we started the reviewing the Boba Fett show.
That was during the review of the Boba Fett show, and now we're after, and it's sat with me, and now I don't like what they did with him. Not necessarily necessarily because of the show, but it almost opened my eyes to like how useless he is in the whole aspect of Star Wars. And they always try making him be badass. And honestly, I would think he would be if they never created the Mandalorian show. And that's only because they made the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian show. They made Mando be what everyone wants Boba Fett to be. And I know we've said this before. I know it. And so, almost for that alone, not quite, but almost for that aspect alone, he is my number 2 worst Star Wars character, because he doesn't say much in the original trilogy, and then he gets killed off in a really stupid way, which I could blame on the time the movie was made, and them probably thinking that they're just getting on a trilogy. Maybe, I don't know what they were thinking, but that just gives me that vibe that they didn't think they were gonna last this long. And yeah, basically everything else Agathon said I agreed with, and that even furthers my point where he was going in on Boba Fett just being this, this, and this, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, yeah. And I pointed out that I didn't agree with him being overshadowed on the Clone Wars. I didn't get that vibe. I got the vibe that he was kind of like alpha in that little group, but not like as alpha as you probably hoped in a way, just because he was so young and everyone else was a little bit older than him. But other than that, it wasn't truly memorable on Clone Wars, his time there. It was just kind of like, oh, that's cool, and then move on type thing. So his overall footprint on Star Wars didn't resonate with me like I wanted it to when I was really into Boba Fett. So that's why Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite uh, character in all of Star Wars, and hopefully that doesn't change later this year.
Agathon, you want to
And
do
scene.
a takedown of this weird choice?
You know, I can't disagree. I mean, he was obviously on my list.
For number
There's
3.
a reason there's a reason he's third on my list and not higher up. So, you know, depending on who you say, so far it's you know it's weak compared to awful Star Wars characters. Um, but he's not wrong. But audience, I want you to take one thing into consideration. The main part of his debate was my debate. Okay, so his debate skills are my debate skills. Just remember
And
that as we're moving forward here.
no, it's because you already said it, and there's not much more to implement if you made all the good points. You made great points.
I
Like that's
did.
why you won
I
the round.
did make
And
some
that's
great points.
So most
yeah.
you just take the one who won round 3, and you just said I'm just gonna repeat it, hoping I'm gonna.
I never repeated all of his stuff. I brought in some like slightly newer things. There's only so much to bring forward when he pointed out literally every flaw in Boba Fett. The new TV show was terrible, and well, it wasn't terrible if you were to like look at it from, oh, let's get some more Mandalorian content. Maybe just miss the first 3 episodes and then watch the last remaining episodes. But in the aspect of Boba Fett fanboys, it was a terrible show because it added barely anything, and it just showed he was doing some Tusken Raider stuff that probably not a lot of people cared about. And
You
I
know,
thought it was all right, but it wasn't memorable to me.
that whole Boba Fett show was just a bad hoagie sandwich, you know?
It's
You've got
part of
bad
the universe
bread
now.
underneath. You've got some amazing meat and cheese and stuff in the center that is the Mandalorian, and then you're topped off with another shitty moldy piece of bread. So it's a
Yeah,
shit sandwich.
yeah. I'm not trying to take Agathon's great work of last round and put it onto mine. It's just I just so happen to pick.
Just makes it easier to do it.
It
It's not
makes
trying to. It just makes it easy.
it almost makes it harder because you have already said everything, and there's only so much to say when you've tackled all the big ones. So, take with what you will. I was, I don't know. Boba Fett's the second worst Star Wars character.
Okay, I'm very, very surprised by your choice here, Moose, because I always saw you as the Boba Fett lover and defender.
I once was. I had him as my desktop screensaver or background, for many years in middle school.
So let's take
through high school.
Let's just forget the Mandalorian. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett exists. Let's just go to the original movie. Just in this movie, do you think this character is worth your admiration, or it should still be on the list? If you remove
Almost.
the thing you hate
I would put him in honorable mentions if the Book of Boba Fett wasn't there because there just wasn't a lot.
So what you're telling us, Moose, is that
I liked his
you have a
potential
habit.
on the original.
What you're telling us, you have a habit to put
Boba Fett.
bad character as your desktop. Good to know. Good to know.
I had him on my desktop because the original trilogy, because he had so much potential. There was so much hype on him coming back in his own like standalone film or series. There was so much hype, and I liked that hype. I fed into it, and it was awesome. And then they just dropped the ball.
Okay.
Like, it's mainly because of the Book of Boba Fett, but he also didn't add much, and he kind of got killed off in a shitty way. So like,
And
what's
bros, we can't hold ourselves accountable for what desktop we have as a middle schooler.
Yeah,
I
don't
had
bring
an
that on me,
Alien
bro.
versus Predator desktop in middle school, and I was like, this movie's gonna be the greatest.
It's okay. I had emo bands as my desktop, so.
Oh,
See.
don't even. That you
Uh,
can't even talk.
Like
I
Bullet
still
for My
do.
Valentine. Alex is on fire. Anyway,
Atreyu,
Atreyu. I have Atreyu
Hawthorne
t-shirt.
Heights, man, I had all that. Yeah.
From first to last. Oh, Under Oath. Okay, I think I've made a friend here. That
Yeah,
being
I
said,
think we could just talk about like emo bands we grew up with.
oh, I didn't
We
know that
do.
about you,
And
Agathon.
silence.
We just developed a bond here. Okay, well, that's been a good 5 minutes. So Moose chose to nominate Boba Fett as his number 2. I would like to go for this one because I'm quite proud of this, and I think I'm going to blow you out of the water with this one. This is not a single character, but more a group of character. But to my defense, the way they've been presented as a group, and I think I can take this unit as a single character. And I would nominate for my second character, worst character in Star Wars, the mods.
I knew it.
The kids from the Book of Boba Fett. The guy that have the weird hairs, the purple flashy bikes, and all the modification of their body. They're not even giving names, so I cannot single out one of them. They're all the same. They're all doing the same thing. First of all, they do not fit the universe at all. And nowhere in Star Wars we've been seeing, especially not the planet they're in. So as we discussed last week, Tatooine is supposed to be that broken, dusty ass planet where everything just works, but by a thread, everything's broken, everything's dirty. And they're super clean. They look super rich. They look like cool kids with like super shiny bikes out of nowhere. And why the fuck are they doing there? How do they live here? It doesn't work at all. They have the bikes. They have a broken aesthetic which doesn't fit with the movie at all. So they just break everything we see. They almost take down a Wookiee, which doesn't make sense. Why would the four of them will be able to take down a Wookiee? They're nobodies, and this Wookiee should have whooped their ass quickly. And they're water thief, and yeah, you don't want to be a water thief on Tatooine. You're just gonna have everyone against you. So I think that's pretty much it.
I just want to point out, Muty just commented, I think the mods were a great counterpoint to how out of touch Boba Fett is as a concept.
And Muty just commented on my chat as well. I think he's doing the round. He says, "Who's ready to clip a bunch of Asparagus trash talking mods?" So I think I made my point. I just proven to everyone in chat that the mods are the second worst character in Star Wars history. I think you have a very hard job to try to prove me wrong, but go ahead. You still have 3 minutes to try to prove me wrong, or prove to the chat that I did not blow you out of the water with this.
I don't think I have to really prove you wrong too much. Like,
you like the mods, Agathon?
No, but here's the thing. Like, they're not great characters. They're not, but they're also in a large scheme of stuff that happens in the Star Wars universe. They're just, They're not horrible. They help. Honestly, they make Boba Fett look like a bitch at times, which I think just makes Moose's argument just a little bit better than yours, because the mods can overshadow Boba Fett.
Yeah, but there's 5 of them. There's 5 of them. They overshadow him is stupidity. Yeah,
but you can't say there are 5 of them and then you're putting them up as one single entity as worst character.
But do you know it's the name of a single one of them?
Absolutely not. But that doesn't mean that they're awful character. They're not the worst. They did nothing. My biggest issue with the mods as a person in the medical field is literally this dude who does the mods is a drunk guy who is fucking just doing random surgeries on these people. The amount of infection and sepsis that are going to be running rampant through these people is unbelievable. That is not a sterile environment.
And no, Tatooine is the worst place. It's a hive of skull and villainy, right? Of scum and villainy. That's what they say. So
Mos Eisley, yeah.
Mos Eisley, well, I think they're in Mos Espa.
They're in Mos Espa.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. How long do you think they can leave their stupid shiny bikes over there unattended next to a bar and without it being stolen 5 seconds later or disassembled by Jawas for the parts?
Can I point out one thing? One thing that I feel wins. If the 3 of us were together, we're hanging out, and all of a sudden someone brings us 3 of those Vespa things, would you not be super fucking excited to drive around in one?
I would.
Yeah.
And
So
also
they
to
brought
piggyback, let me piggyback off that. I
I
don't
got
hate
big
the
shoulders
bikes.
piggyback.
I would
I
rather
don't.
drive
I
a speeder bike, or not speeder bike because those
Well,
are dangerous,
yeah,
but just a regular
those are
speeder from Tatooine that we see in the other movie. Yeah, for sure, because they fit
because
the
you've
aesthetic
seen
of the
that
movie.
where in
No,
an
because it
original
fits
movie.
fits the aesthetic. Tatooine. I mean, you said it yourself, Moose, the other day. These fucking bikes would have fitted on Coruscant, right?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate the bikes because
But they're
bikes
not on
look
fucking
weird.
Coruscant. They're
I
on
think
fucking Tatooine.
exactly, but that's what doesn't make me hate the mods. It hates me where they put the mods. Maybe.
So you
If
hate
they were on
whoever wrote
Coruscant-
them.
If they were on Coruscant, you wouldn't be saying anything right now. If they were like a minor character on Coruscant, like these same people, and you threw them on Coruscant, and this whole atmosphere was on Coruscant instead of Tatooine, if
It is
Boba
not.
Fett
Yeah, okay.
somehow went to
If
Coruscant,
you know what? If Boba Fett was a better character, it would not be on the list. If you were not, if you didn't have any bachelors, you would have not chosen Leia. There's a lot of if we can do here, but they
Yeah,
are on
you know-
Tatooine and they don't fit. They do nothing for the story. They look like dumbass and they're water thief. And if you steal water from people on a planet when there's no water, you're gonna have your ass handed to you pretty quickly. I think my 5 minute is over. I think I've just demonstrated to the chat that I've blown you guys out of the water for this one. And knowing that we speak about water thief, that says a lot.
Can I just say one thing?
You can try desperation. Go ahead.
Okay, so first,
Agathon's
okay,
desperation.
two things because the water thief thing. They were stealing from a dude who was trying to charge people an absorbent amount of money for water. So fuck that guy. All right. And second,
What does Boba Fett do? Oh,
these characters were not important enough to be the worst characters. They're just add-in characters. That'd be like saying, man, you remember that diner scene in Attack of the Clones? That cook is the worst character ever. No one cares. It's a random character they throw in to add a little bit of interest in the story, but they have nothing to do with the story. They're just background characters. They're not important enough to be the best or the worst.
and I'm gonna piggyback once again, since these shoulders are big. I'm gonna piggyback once again
because he needs the help to.
I feel like, no, I just feel like that these characters don't make a big enough impact on Star Wars itself to hate them for being in Star Wars at all, in a way, because I feel like there's a balance between, like I said before, I'm like a hybrid of you guys, where one of you goes off usefulness of Star Wars, or one of you goes off of how much you like them. And I'm like in between, where they're not useful, so I don't need to hate them as much if they were useful and they looked like that. Because if they were more useful in Star Wars and they made a huge impact on that whole Boba Fett story, which impacted the main story, then I would hate them. But I hate them just not like as I would if they were a main character, if that makes sense.
Okay, I hear a lot of desperation and no defense against the mods. So I guess it's pretty safe that I've won this round. But you know what? Just for the sake of it, Agathon, you can go and try to give us your pick for second worst characters in Star Wars story. You have 5 minutes to convince our chats and ourselves that you have won and you have a better pick than the mods. Because I'm not even gonna consider Moose's choice here.
All right. I need to request silence. Okay. This is a hot take, but I need you to remember. I took Boba Fett and I showed you all the reasons why he sucked. And then Moose stole all of those ideas for his own thing. But anyways, I need you to have an open mind here as to why I'm saying this character.
Out of pity for your bad choices you're gonna bring, I will give you your silence. So go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Dillhole. All right, so my second worst character in the Star Wars universe, based off of what they actually did for the progress of the story, or what they did for the world of Star Wars, second worst character, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, Moose, do you want to go? Can we just leave this?
Nope, we're not done. We're not done.
This is
you guys,
that.
this is not like his little Princess Leia bullcrap.
I said I was gonna listen. Go ahead. Sorry.
Open your eyes. Okay, step into my world here. What does Qui-Gon actually do in the show? I'll tell you what he does. He lets everyone around him do all of the heavy lifting without actually having to do anything productive. He trusts and endangers a child in order to get off of Tatooine. He puts all of the hope and safety of the people he's supposed to protect on this little child that he is putting in a life or death situation in order to get them off of this planet. He takes said child, after the child does what he wants him to do, he takes this child away from his mother and doesn't even give the mother an option to survive afterwards. Yes, he frees her through the Force with a little luck, but guess what? Shmi went right back to a life of servitude because he didn't actually do anything for her on a planet where she needs to survive. She lost her house, she lost her income, she lost everything, and she lost her son. The one shining star she had in this life, she lost him to this evil motherfucker. Next, the first thing you see is he sucks at negotiating. He's never properly negotiated. He's always relied on others to do it for him. The first negotiation thing against the droid, they just, freaking smoke him out. They don't want to talk to him. Second, when he's talking to Boss Nass, he's fucking it up, and it isn't until Princess Amidala or Queen Amidala comes out and saves him, and he's just all like, I knew it the whole time because I'm Qui-Gon Jinn. Let someone else again do the heavy lifting for him. The only thing that he really actually brought to the story is brought Anakin to the Jedi Council, who then said, guys, I'm sensing some disturbance here. You might not want to do it. And he's just all like, fuck you, pointy-eared motherfucker. I'm going to do it anyways. And then, we all know how that went. And then he immediately dies and makes his Padawan train. He can't even beat a Sith apprentice.
And then what does he do? Then what does he do? You didn't finish his arc. What does he do after that?
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say to Moose. Let him just go with his tirade, because I have one sentence that's just gonna break all this baby whining I hear right now.
Bring it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna use this tactic. Moose, I have a question for you. You know that thing that Luke used to blow up the Death Star, right? What happened to Luke when he blew up the Death Star? There's kind of a voice that comes in his head, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was from Obi-Wan.
Yeah. What do you call that? Force what?
Same thing as like Force Ghost, right?
Yeah, Force Ghost, right. And who learned and taught the Jedi to use the Force Ghost ability after his death?
It's like a three-part name.
Yeah, it is a kind of three syllable name, right? It's kind of catchy.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, so what would happen if this guy is not here? There's who takes out the Death Star?
Who takes out the Death Star?
Yeah, nobody, because nobody teaches Obi-Wan to be able to communicate with Luke to use the Force, Luke. And who tells Luke to go to Dagobah on Hoth, appearing as a ghost? No one. And who tells Luke that he lied to him and he says, well, what I told you is true from a certain point of view? That doesn't happen anymore because nobody learned to do the Force Ghost. So, Agathon, you just proven that you picked the one character that's pivotal to Star Wars. And without this guy,
I disagree.
There is no story at all.
I disagree. As the resident Star Wars nerd, he's not the one who learned how to do that. He knew how to do it. So do a bunch of other Jedis in the entire history know how to do that. It's been proven in Clone Wars where other Jedi come back and do that. And other Sith Lords come back and do that. So the fact that you think Qui-Gon Jinn died and then was like, well, I guess I'm just sitting here in death. I'm going to learn how to force project myself to be even more worthless after death. No. It's something that he already knew, and he probably already started teaching the ability to Obi-Wan as a Padawan, but wasn't able to complete it until he actually was able to finally gain the power to do it and finish his training. But again, Obi-Wan's not an idiot. He probably would have figured that shit out, and so would have Yoda, and so would have everyone else, because it's been in the lore for thousands of years.
It was
Qui-Gon Jinn did one good thing.
That created the entire events.
Look at me! I brought you this kid. Oh, he's killing.
So I'm just going to point out, when you resort to doing funny voices, it's usually a sign that you feel you've lost the debate, but that's okay.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just like funny voices. What? Those
Okay.
tactics do not
Well,
work. No,
Please
absolutely
tell
not.
me when. Please tell me when another Jedi. Like I genuinely do not know. Please tell me when another Jedi did Force Ghost projection. Like I'm pretty
There's
sure Qui-Gon Jinn was. Yoda didn't know before that.
The,
Before
o- the,
Qui-Gon Jinn did
the only
it.
one that comes to mind is Exar Khan, and I think that was wiped out from canon anyway.
not technically. All the Old Republic still is technically still lore. They only wiped out the stuff past prequel. But no, it's been in books before. And
Then why was Yoda so surprised when Qui-Gon Jinn did it?
Yeah.
he wasn't surprised that he did it. He was surprised that he was hearing from Qui-Gon Jinn. He had no. It wasn't like, whoa, guys, look at this. No, it was more of a. Sorry, I did the voice again. I'm sorry. I'll stop doing the voice. But no, it was.
Oh, you can do the
just
voice
that,
if you want. You're just showing to the chat that you're not confident in your argument. It's
Oh, I'm very confident.
it just went
and
for me.
And this, remember, this is only my second. My first is going to be even more of a hot take.
Quipper says here,
It's not even that hot of a take, actually. I could see your point of view, but I just think that there's so many characters that it's not. There could not possibly be one character that's vitally important to Star Wars. There's multiple, and Qui-Gon Jinn's one of them.
You know what? He is vitally important. Do you know why? None of the movies, I guess, would have happened if he wouldn't have actually brought Anakin there and killed everyone. So, good job, Qui-Gon. You basically caused the collapse of the Jedi Order.
And
the collapse of the Empire, because who's Anakin gave birth to, or Padme, who's Anakin's son, Luke. So,
Qui-Gon, thank you for making those two boink. I know you totally put them together.
Okay, that's been 5 minutes as well. So, guys, we're going to do the same thing as we did for round 3. We will have you vote. So, guys, I sent you the link on our Discord. I don't know if you saw it already. We have the link for the straw poll for round 2, and we would ask you guys to go and vote who won or round 2 of the number 2 worst Star Wars character. We still have one more round to go. So the second round will be you can either vote for Agathon, who chose Qui-Gon Jinn as his second worst Star Wars character, Asparagus, me, who chose the mods as a group from the Book of Boba Fett, which I think is the correct choice, and I will totally shun you for not voting this one, or Moose, who went for the easy pick of using Boba Fett, and I just noticed I made a typo in the poll, and I typed Boba Fett.
It's going against me. It's going against me.
Please let not that go against Moose. That's not Moose's fault. That is me. I'm still going to vote for my own pick right now. So you guys have 2 minutes to go and vote. And in the meantime, we're going to see. Oh, I don't like where this is going, guys. In my chat, I need your help. We need more votes for the mods.
What? I don't like where this is going.
Why are you doing this, guys? You want
I have a bad feeling about this.
Go and vote for what's right.
Yes, exactly. Boba Fett is not the second worst character. It was the third. You guys already decided that Boba Fett was the third worst character, so just bring it as number 2. It's kind of cheating. And Qui-Gon Jinn, seriously, Qui-Gon, and the mods are better than Qui-Gon.
Stop. Let them decide. We had our debate. Stop whining and complaining because
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
No. I was talking to Asparagus.
But it's not cheating for me if this was blind. Like, it's definitely not cheating if he has at my number 2, which is also a difference of opinion, because I think he's even worse than Agathon thinks.
Okay, while people are voting, you guys want to shout out to our audience where people can find you and what they can find on your stream. We still have 1 minute to go do the votes, guys. So Moose and Agathon, please introduce yourself to people who just joined us.
Go for it, Agathon.
Tony. I'm Agathon, also go by Jordan as my birth name, I guess. You can find me mostly streaming here on Wednesdays with these two wonderful people who I'm probably still going to like after tonight. And on Sundays, I stream with Kingdom of Nerds, where we sail some pirate ships. And then just occasionally sporadic throughout. I am currently in nursing school, so I'm not on a ton. But yeah, I'm trying to get up to 35 followers tonight. I am currently at 32, so just 3 more. But you can find me at Agathon89.
And you'll find a link in my chat to join Agathon stream. So Quipper, I know you're there. If you're not following Agathon already, I would highly suggest you do. Agathon is awesome, and he also likes to burn his own ship when we play Sea of Thieves together, and make us waste 2 hours of good looting by throwing everything in the bottom of the ocean, just for dog.
Yeah,
That's the way to go.
Don't throw my dog in a what's it called? Cannon. Hey, thank you for the follow, Quipper and Mad for Ito.
There you go. See, we did it. Moose.
Thank you. We just one more.
Yep, Mad Farito's my sister. Shouts out to Mad Farito. And my name's MmooseHD, or Nolan, my birth name. I am also in school, but for zoology, animal stuff. So yeah, if you have any animal questions, let me know. I like answering them, especially if it has to do with evolution. But that's besides the point. I stream from time to time. It's less frequent now because I am in school and I value school over Twitch.
As you should.
Like, as I should. But besides that, I do this show every Wednesday with these two. And I'm going to like them after the stream no matter what. There's not even a chance. So, anyways, it's always a great time. I love these discussions. We always plan it to go like an hour, but it always goes more. So, I'm excited to finish this debate off and see these results.
You are about to see the result. I'm just going to do a little shout out myself. My name is AsparagusDaiquiri. I'm obviously a French-Canadian streamer. I started 3 months ago, and this is a new thing I am trying right now. I'm having a blast. A few things you can see on my channel if you want to follow and or subscribe, which would be super appreciated. We are having a few talk shows during the week, so I love to do gameplay and also talk shows. On Wednesday, I have this talk show with these two wonderful lads. We talk about Star Wars. We're probably going to talk about anything Disney Plus related, probably Marvel Universe pretty soon. On Thursday, meaning tomorrow, I have this show you guys might be starting to hear about. It's the Podpipe Pulse debate. We are going to have episode 12 tomorrow. It's a debate show. Kind of using this format here, but it's usually 4v4 or 3v3, and it's mostly about Project Winter, and we are having a blast just screaming at each other and bringing a bit of combativity. And on the weekend, I play Project Winter, which has been my favorite game so far this year, 2022, my game of the year. I play this game a lot. I like to lie and use deception. So if you guys like what you see, please, you gave a few followers to Agathon. That's awesome. Please go follow Moose as well. And I am trying to reach 240 followers by the end of the week. So if you guys want to help on this page too, that would be awesome. I am 4 followers away from my goal. So please feel free to go ahead. This being said, guys, are you ready to see? Oh, there you go. See, thanks for Mad for Ito. Look at that, Moose. Thanks for
the fam.
Thanks for the fam. Mad for Ito, thanks so much for the follow. That's super appreciated. That being said, you guys want to see the results of the vote?
I already know it.
You already know it. You watched it. You spoiled yourself.
I feel it in the air. I don't even need to see it with my own eyes.
Okay, so for the number 2 worst Star Wars character, Moose wins with Boba Fett with 60% of the vote. I feel a trend here. I feel a trend.
Yeah, I feel like your top one should just be Boba Fett.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna scrap my number 1. I'm gonna go with Boba Fett, guys. So Agathon won round 3 with Boba Fett. Moose round 2 with Boba Fett. Should I just go with Boba Fett for fucking round 1?
Yeah, and that's your debate. That's your 5 minutes. I don't even think we need to go, Moose.
Then you could take all my points, take all the credit for it, and you can get a win.
No, I hate my number 1 even more than Boba Fett. So.
So do I.
Are we ready to go with number 1, guys? So
yeah,
I feel this trend. Agathon started round number 1 at number 3 and he won. Moose started round number 2 and he won. So you know what? I'm gonna start round number 1, and I'm gonna win. So the number 1 worst Star Wars character. Please, guys, be ready for this. Please be ready for this. A bit of a drum roll, please, because I think Moose is not gonna be very happy about it. That would be Mr. Ezra Bridger.
Oh my.
Is it wah wah? Oh yeah.
Yeah, on your point, but let's go.
Okay, Ezra Bridger.
Should have went with Boba.
No. Boba's already taken. So first of all, Ezra Bridger. He's in a kids show that nobody watches. Is not important at all. Maybe it's not for me, but I gotta confess, I didn't watch more than half of the first season. And the reason of why I stopped watching Star Wars Rebel, it was for this guy. This guy is annoying. He looks annoying. His voice is annoying. Everything he does is annoying. Every time he's on screen, I want to grab him and just slap him. He's just a waste of space. He always seems to do the wrong thing. He's unlikable. He's a waste of screen time. We could focus on other cooler character on this show, because there's a lot of cool characters on this Rebel show. But no, Ezra has to be there all the time. Ezra has to be Space Aladdin and just ruins everything all the time. He has his stupid lightsaber, which looks like some kind of square box, which is, what the fuck is that? Yeah.
Blaster.
And they knew that his lightsaber was dumb, because at some point, when I was doing my research today, I see that they fixed his lightsaber and kind of gave him a real one at some point. So even the show acknowledged that his character is pretty dumb. And one thing, it's going to be my main point here. Where the fuck was he during the event of the main movie? If this guy's a Jedi, why didn't he and his crew help when the Empire took over?
That. They answer it, and they're in the process of continuing that answer.
Okay, well, if the show...
Maybe if someone actually watched the source material he's tearing apart.
Thank you.
But whatever. Come in half-cocked.
If the show throws me away by being terrible and being super annoying, is it my fault? I just lost total interest on it?
I can respond to all of this, by the way. Can I please?
Go ahead. Defend this trash of a character. Go ahead. Try to embarrass yourself.
Okay, so Disney, money grabbers. There's no doubt about it. This show was released on Disney XD, which is a channel for Disney kids that are not quite babies and not quite fully teens yet. That's like preteen channel, and that's what Ezra Bridger is. So they made a relatable character to that age group, and I don't think that they were going to take that show as serious as they ended up going. And maybe they did, and that would be weird, but it gives me the vibe that they didn't, because they started off, season 1 is such a different vibe than 2, 3, and 4, especially 4. And
Absolutely.
by I think season 3, you get Darth Maul, which is a completely different vibe than season 1, where I don't even think anything memorable happened except for character development.
So the show was so bad that they had to bring fucking Darth Maul to bring you back your interest in it. Thank you for making my point. By the way, I don't want to interrupt. I don't want. Yeah, exactly. Again, thank you for making my point. I don't want to interrupt you.
There's more than just Ezra.
But I just want to point out something we didn't make clear, and that's our fault. And it was pointing to me by people in my chat. We are actually talking about movies and every canon TV shows. So someone says if he's not in a movie, it doesn't count. And that's on us. We didn't make it clear at the beginning. We are ranking the top 9 worst characters in movies and canon TV show. Which is
not canon video games, I don't think.
Not canon video games, no. So all the 9, 10, 11, I think it's 11 movies so far. We included the Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars Rebel, Star Wars Resistance that none of us watched, and Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
And The Mandalorian.
So I just wanted to point this out because I realized that we were not clear about that, and somebody pointed out in my chat. So just wanted to bring it out. Sorry to interrupt you, Moose.
Anyways, you can't. Okay, have you seen The Office? Everyone loves The Office.
Yeah.
I hated the first episode. Absolutely hated it. And everyone hates me for not liking The Office that much. It's a great show once you keep watching. You never even get it the light of day after you couldn't stand Ezra Bridger for an episode. And you never even watched more than half season.
I watched more than half
of
it.
Series.
Yeah,
okay, season 1, I'm trying to tell you, season 1 is not the same as 2, 3, and 4.
I also know what happens in the series because I watched the cool clips from YouTube, and I don't know if we're going to do spoilers or not. I think we should because everybody's here. We talk about Star Wars. But everything that's cool and everything that people talk about this show is mostly about Ahsoka and Vader and Kanan Jarrus.
Because those are familiar faces.
Yeah, is there one thing... Find me one thing that people love about
talking really loud and interrupting everyone is a sure sign that you're losing a debate.
Exactly.
Hey, what's the show called?
Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, it's not called Star Wars Ezra Bridger.
Who's the main character of the show, Agathon?
Not Ezra Bridger.
Ezra and Sabine, if you really want to go there.
If you watch,
I think all of them throughout the series get equal amount of screen time.
if you watch the
Yeah,
first two
especially
episodes,
Kanan, too.
watch the first 2 episodes. Who gets the most screen time? Who gets the most focus?
Kanan's a cool character.
Because
you can't
Kanan's
deny
not
that.
even there for like.
Moose
half of
already
it.
proved why they did that, though, Asparagus. This show isn't for you.
Yeah,
When this
that's
show came out, it wasn't for you. It
that's the
wasn't
first
for
thing I
me.
said.
It was for Moose because he's like 12 years old. But but it was, so you had to have this kid on the show. It had to bring people in and love this show, and introducing this character who is lovable and kind of a little goofball, and that's what he was. And you see him growing, and you see him growing emotionally and physically, and you see all the shit that he's going through now because he's force sensitive. Shit got real when all of a sudden a freaking Sith Inquisitor came knocking on his door trying to kill him.
Also, the big arc from season 1 where he's immature. He's like, I'm pretty sure the first episode's him running away from stormtroopers because he's stealing shit.
Yeah.
Which is like the most like independently
Our heroes,
immature thing
ladies
you
and
can do
gentlemen.
in Star Wars, which
He's
is
a
just being
fruit
like,
thief.
okay, I'm gonna take shit from people, and then you see this arc where he's like, oh shoot, I'm force sensitive. I'm learning from a former Jedi, and then he battles. Not only is he like battling like, how good is he at being force sensitive and how hard it is to become a Jedi? He's battling light and dark itself. There are episodes where he is. I'm pretty sure he's looking into like a Sith holocron and seeing like the dark side of the Force, and they throw it up as if he could change and swap to the dark side as well, which is just cool to see an arc
You
like
think
that.
it's actually gonna happen? It's Disney. Are you the kind of guy who saw the trailer for the Rise of Skywalker and saw Rey with a red lightsaber and said, "Oh no, Rey's actually gonna become bad"?
No,
I just
but
wanna
it
say-
made me more intrigued. I
I
will
wanna
not
say-
lie.
I just want to say one thing, okay, and then we should probably move on.
Yeah, because my 5
It's
minutes
your
over.
number one worst pick is literally a child being a child in a children's TV show.
Yeah, that takes place in a universe based on war, and it's
Weak.
supposed to be gritty
I'm sorry,
universe
it's weak.
based
It's
on
definitely
war.
not worst.
With
It's
4
a child
seasons
being a
of
child.
development,
Yeah.
from child to
You didn't even watch the source.
mature.
If you watch the entirety and all the source material, you might be able to have a leg in this debate, but because you chose to just off of a first season of a kid like 10 years old being a kid in a kid's story, and you're trying to say he's the worst character in all of Star Wars.
He's the reason why I stopped watching the
I'm
show.
sorry,
Do you-
bro.
do
You
you
just,
know
you
what-
just lost. You just
Do
lost.
you know what he
all.
did at the end of the entire show?
Yeah, he got grabbed by a space kraken somehow, and he got thrown in a space something, but with Grand Admiral Tron or something like that. It's whatever. What
yeah,
the
he
fuck?
Jedi mind
I
melded
don't
with
give a
this
shit.
fucking Kraken and was able to control them into destroying a bunch of shit, which is pretty badass.
And he sacrificed his own life. And then it left it off on something I actually am a big fan of. You don't know if he's dead or alive. You don't know if Thrawn is dead or alive. You don't know where they're at.
Oh, you
You don't see him for the rest of the time.
You know they're both alive because they referenced Tron in Mandalorian.
Well, now, but I mean, like when it first came out.
And
Alright,
just gonna
man.
point, it's
I
one
gotta-
more
we
Jedi
gotta
that
stop.
survived. But again, Agathon and Moose, it's your turn. My 5 minutes is more than over. I think I've proven my point to the audience, and it's obvious that I've won this round. But you can
Weak
go
sauce,
ahead.
Weak sauce. They're gonna forget all about yours in a little bit. But Moose, I think you get to go second.
Hey, Asparagus, I will not gaslight anyone into thinking I won this round because it'll just be obvious.
Because you
with
know you've
evidence.
lost. Okay, I know.
I'm
So
a fool.
Moose
I'm
said he
nervous.
lost
I'm not
before
nervous.
everything. Bring it.
I'm not nervous about Asparagus, but now I'm still a little nervous. You won the last round, so I'm nervous about how
With
how
your
you're
own
gonna do this
pick.
round,
I
Moose.
think he's probably gonna bring whoever you
it's-
brought last round.
You've lost every round, Asparagus. Get out of here.
It sucks because I don't want to go before Agathon. Because I don't know. I don't want to, but I am going to.
You got this, Boo.
It'll be funny if we have the same character, but I don't think we will.
We don't.
And it's
I would.
okay, so my character just pissed me off every time they were on screen. I'm using secretive pronouns, so I don't spoil anything. Every time that they were on screen, whoever created this character tried arcing them so bad, and it was so bad. They tried having like a sad intro. They tried having some love interest type shit. They tried doing some heroic moment, and it ended up making me cringe and just be like, why? Like, I was just genuinely confused as to why this actually makes sense. Now, the mixture of all that, alongside of her not having one good moment. Oh yeah, I revealed the pronoun her.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of someone else.
Okay, I know where you're going
Her
to.
not having one good moment pisses me off, and it sucks because it's the same name as my girlfriend. But Rose is the worst Star Wars character of all time. Absolutely the worst. There's no debate about it. Please don't debate me.
There
I don't know
is.
why
Oh, you're
she's-
gonna
I
get
don't know.
blown out of the water
I-
with this one, Moose. Really? That's
I'm
why you
getting
picked
blown out of the
number
water
one?
because she makes stupid decisions. Her
Like
arc
what?
is
What's
terrible.
stupid
Like, what's
decision?
stupid? What stupid did she do?
Yeah, what stupid decision did she make?
Um,
Mhm.
Yeah. Think about it. Really bad now. Think really hard.
I'm sorry. The
You,
last
you
Jedi
cannot
wasn't-
just say
the Last
things.
Jedi
You need
just
to
wasn't
prove
so
them.
memorable that I don't remember. But I remember her wanting to make out with Finn after she messes up his sacrifice. Was just so
Yeah.
fucking stupid in my
Because
opinion.
why he's an idiot. I mean, Finn's an idiot
Yeah.
regardless. Like that's who I thought you were talking about, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually going to be a hard debate.
Yeah,
And
I
then he said
actually thought you
Rose,
were gonna bring Finn as
who's-
well. The way you're talking about it.
Who's
But,
not
like-
even a main character, but literally every time she was on screen, yes, she wasn't great, but she made all the right
She
decisions.
literally did nothing. She literally has done nothing, and they gave her so much screen time. And are you
Okay.
not to complain about that?
So Finn would have been an even worse character if it wasn't for Rose.
No.
Rose is the one who stopped him from abandoning everyone.
Yeah.
And
She whooped his
then
ass.
whooped his ass and then kept him going forward, and they went to go and find the safe cracker and kept the story progressing and kept and helped Finn, who was a stormtrooper who didn't really know how to be a regular person, and helped him create that about himself. So Finn's best qualities came from Rose. Rose, yes, maybe isn't the greatest of all characters, but she never made a bad decision, and her sister was badass.
Yeah.
She
Rose's
lost her
sister is a
sister.
completely different discussion.
But look at that. She lost her sister, and she still was fighting for the
Yeah.
Republic.
She was not moping in her
Everyone-
corner. She
everyone-
was being a
everyone
badass.
Was trying to, yeah, everyone was trying to abandon, and she stopped them. She's like, you
Why
can't
would she?
abandon.
Why
them.
would she stop fighting though? Like, of course.
Because
she'd
that's
keep
what
fighting.
that was Finn
That's
wanted
what
to
her
do.
sister was
That
fighting
was
for.
that was her family, and she lost it. Why would she? A lot
If
of other
I-
people would just give up, but she took that loss, and she let that fire burn in her
Great.
even more. and she
Great. She's
kept
being
it
a
going.
good soldier. She's being a good soldier.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
she is.
that-
She's being a great
that
soldier.
alone
She's made
could
only
have been
right
done.
decisions.
I'm not looking at it like, okay, let's look at the small little moment that she had where she was being a good soldier. She kept moving because she lost her sister. I'm so sorry for your loss, Rose. If she was a real person, I'm so sorry that you lost your sister. That's terrible. She did a great thing. It was, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I mean, her sister
Now,
went in a
the
blaze
rest
of
of your
glory
arc
as
is
well.
Let me vote you
absolutely
as the
dog shit.
worst.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but the rest of your arc is absolutely dog shit. It provided nothing. You didn't need another love interest, especially if you're gonna turn Rey and Kylo into a love interest. What the fuck was that? And I think that they should have done Finn Rey love interest. Like what? Come on, man. There's so many like I don't even know why they need a big love interest in Star Wars, anyways. They could have gone without it in this whole sequel.
So you don't
And it's
like
really
love.
hard for
It's
me to-
almost like it's a fantasy novel or fantasy story or something.
I'm not complaining about a love interest in general. It's just like they could have done without it, but okay, they did it. Choose one. Let's not have 6. Let's not have Rose kiss Finn and them go nowhere with it.
Who
Why
else
did
does
I-
she love?
why
Why do you
did
say
I-
6? Who else does Rose love?
What do you mean?
But you said she had 6 love interests.
I'm not saying she did. I'm saying there's like, of course, it's a hyperbole, that there's 6 of them, but I don't need simultaneous love interests. There wasn't that in the original trilogy. Like, if they're following that so much, then why don't they just follow one continuous thing? One continuous love interest. I don't need the Rose Finn thing. I could not care less. They don't provide anything redeemable for the whole aspect of Star Wars on. I don't know why I need screen time of them kissing, especially when Finn didn't really. I feel like he didn't get
was
that
five,
vibe. It was mainly just like a
5 seconds
Rose
of screen
thing.
time. That bothered you so much? So your number one pick, your number one, I mean your number 3
PDA.
I
pick.
can't believe it.
Most. Your number 3 pick was Leia, who kissed her own brother on screen, and you didn't even brought this up. You could have brought that she kissed her brother, and you never brought this up as your choice. And now, the one lady who kisses someone who's not in her own family that she legitimately have reasons to like, you dislike this?
I dislike that she is not cool. I dislike that there's literally no purpose to her character being introduced after a little while. Maybe in
as
the
much
beginning.
purpose as any added character. I mean,
I
she
can't
isn't
believe
one
you
of the
guys
main
are,
three.
I think I'm more in shock that you guys are defending her. Like, that's
no,
crazy.
no. Like, I want to
think
put
she's
this
the-
out there. She's not a great character. She's not one of the top 3
She's
worst,
not one of
and
the
that's what
top
we're
3
voting
by
for right
far.
now. We're voting for the worst character.
She is the worst character.
Absolutely.
She is worse than Jar Jar
Okay.
Binks.
Well,
And I didn't
that's
put Jar Jar Binks in here
Absolutely.
because I feel like that's just like so cliche.
Wait.
Can I actually take a minute after we're all done to defend Jar Jar Binks? It's gonna hurt so much.
Well,
but
I
we need to
feel-
do it.
well,
I
Agathon,
actually don't hate him.
the fact that no one
actually don't.
brought Jar Jar Binks so far must tell you something about us. I was pretty young when the prequel came out, and I was a teenager, and Jar Jar Binks was a character that was aimed at me. So I kind of like Jar Jar Binks, but that's besides the point. We can bring Jar Jar Binks later. I have no problem with it. Moose,
I like Jar Jar as well. And that's why I think he's better than Rose, because she's absolutely the worst.
and is
overall,
Rose
let me
Rose
just say
better
that-
than
let me finish.
Ezra?
Hell,
I mean,
no,
it's
not better.
I'm
No,
gonna-
out of
He's
you
worst.
two, Moose wins as worst.
Dude,
Out of
Ezra
those
is
two.
so he's like, it's just like, let me start from immature and let me mature to risk my own damn life for the betterment of people. Like, let me go save others by risking death. Like, I don't even know if I would do that right now as a 21-year-old.
What you just
12-year-old.
described is what Rose
Alright.
did at the end of the movie. But
Does-
that being said, we've reached your 5 minutes.
Does anyone in chat have anything to add on your guys's? Otherwise, I think we should move on. And
Yeah. So I've picked up for my number 1 pick Ezra Bridger. Moose picked up Rose Tico, and we're gonna see right now Agathon's number 1 pick for his number 1 worst character in Star Wars. I'm quite delighted to see how you're gonna try to climb out of that hole and try to find someone that's worse than Ezra Bridger. But go ahead, the floor is yours.
Okay. All right. I actually started off with it was a tie, but I am now breaking that tie because I feel one of the characters stands above the other one as being just an awful character. And I want to again put out character might be cool. Doesn't mean they don't suck and they're not just worthless to the actual story. So my worst character in all of Star Wars. Can I get a drum roll? Mace Windu.
Get out of here.
Nope, Mace Windu. And here's some reasons why.
Go ahead.
And I will ask anyone to come up with something that Thank you, Muty. He just keeps putting controversial every time I say stuff. I would beg for anyone to actually tell me something that Mace Windu by himself, not through an action of another character like Yoda, has when he's actually made the right decision, and come out ahead. So first of all, the other character I had him tied for was Yoda, but
What?
that's a whole nother conversation because they always play off of each other on the Jedi Council. Good cop, bad cop. With Samuel L. Jackson, it's Mace Windu being bad cop. And almost everything bad that happens in the prequel series, everything bad can be placed to blame on the Jedi Council's wisdom, what they thought was best. AKA what Mace Windu and Yoda thought was best for the story. Mace Windu has given Anakin a hard time since he was a child. He makes him work harder than every other Jedi, and he still doesn't give him any kudos. Even when Anakin Skywalker proves himself as a general in the army and basically leads numerous successful missions and saves and does amazing things, Mace Windu still doesn't give a shit because fuck this kid, right? He doesn't trust Anakin up until the point where he should have trusted Anakin.
So you mean
but
he was
instead,
right?
He got himself murdered. Anakin was right when he said that Mace Windu should not kill Darth Sidious. To us as viewers, we're like, no, fuck, yeah, kill Darth Sidious. He's really bad. We know what's going to happen. But a whole Jedi Order is if you have the ability to take them prisoner and put them on trial, that is the point of the democracy. That is the point. That is what Mace Windu himself has fought against Anakin and others for and said, you got to do what's right for the Jedi Council. Yet, when things start getting hard, he is like, no, I'm going to fucking kill this dude because fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
And every battle he's been in hasn't been hard. Every thing that he's gone through hasn't been hard. Killing Jango wasn't hard.
No, that was not hard.
He's been through some shit that's been hard. It's just this is a super powerful Sith Lord that has been masking himself within the whole Jedi Order for years. Like, are you kidding?
He literally was beating the shit out of him. There is stories like and talks and what's the word I'm trying to look for? I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah, because
there's people talking about how Mace Windu was the most powerful Jedi on the Jedi Council.
Yeah.
Not as wise as Yoda, but is the most powerful. And in that battle, he never wavered.
You know,
the only time
the
he looked surprised.
You know the one person.
Can I just finish? Can I finish? Just one. The only time he looked surprised in that fight is when Kit Fisto, God, I can't remember the other guy's name. When they died, he's just like, oh shit, that was fast. Immediately takes control of the situation. There was no way that Sidious was coming out on top on that one until Anakin interfered. And when Mace Windu should have trusted him, instead he forced Anakin's hand. And Anakin did the one thing that then forced him to go to the dark side.
I'm gonna have to totally disagree with you. I think
that's the point of the debate.
I think you just prove why he's not the worst character without doing it on purpose. You just point out he's the one character, the only one we've seen. Well, Vader doesn't count in this. He's the one character that we've seen that was able to get his to kick the Emperor's ass. He did it. The Emperor just at the end just faked being weak and everything to get Anakin on his side. But the Emperor was dead. He was over. And because Windu didn't do the one thing he should have done, because Anakin came in and just fucked everything up, Windu was about to get him out of here and would have saved all the movie from happening.
No, I think I definitely disagree that I proved my point. Like he had the upper hand. He could have taken what he was trained to do and what he has been enforcing.
You take this one guy,
did that, but instead takes the one guy who he has been giving a hard time to and just says, nah, fuck off. I'm going to do whatever I want, even though I've been yelling at you for doing things like this.
You take the one guy that is known for being the silver tongue who can like manipulate everyone and get his way out of everything, and you bring him as a prisoner? What do you think is going to happen?
Doesn't matter. That's the point of a democracy. That is what pushed Anakin to the dark side by killing Mace Windu.
Mace Windu is the only one that I remember that was not a dumbass Jedi who believed in that stupid prophecy, and that was not a religion zealot who just believing everything out of a Bible.
He did believe in the prophecy because
I don't think he did.
See him questioning, is this the one that
he's the one who kind of pushed back about
prophecy?
He does in the Phantom Menace. Maybe not talks about it as much in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, but when he was introduced, he's just like the one from the prophecy.
Yeah, but he's the one that pushed back against this stupid prophecy, and that's the prophecy is the reason why the Jedi died.
Well, it was because of him and Yoda, who were like, he's too old. We sense darkness in him. No, we shouldn't train him. And Yoda took that and nurtured Anakin to help him stay on the light side, while Mace Windu was like, I'm gonna be mistrustful of this little shit forever.
Why do you think he would trust them in the moment where he's under stress, about to beat a Sith Lord? Why do you think he would take Anakin's word at all if he's mistrusted him his whole time?
Anakin literally has given him no reason not to trust him this entire time. And the one time where he should have trusted him, basically preaching back the same words that he preached to Anakin, and he says, fuck you.
Yeah, because he's mistrusted him the whole time. I don't think it necessarily matters what they say. If you mistrust a person so much,
his pride got in the way.
I don't know.
That's so much of a straw man, Agathon.
It's not confirmed or anything. I'm just saying, like, if you mistrust the person so much, why would you randomly just trust them on this one thing when you're under the most stress you've ever been because you're about to kill a Sith Lord who's so powerful that he's been masked under the Jedi Order for all these years?
So you're saying someone who is leading the Jedi Order and all of the Jedi, it's okay if he can't handle stress under pressure?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
you
there's
just
no
said
reason.
You kind of did,
There's
Moose,
no...
but what you're missing, Agathon, at this point, Sidious totally opened and revealed himself to Mace Windu. Sidious thought he was gonna kill him. He didn't give a shit, and he just came out. He says, "Yeah, I'm the Sith Lord. I'm gonna kick you guys' asses." And then he was surprised when he got his ass kicked by Mace Windu. He was almost crying like a little children. Anakin, help me! I'm weak. I'm weak. Ah!
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Regardless,
Sidious has been manipulating him since he was a child, and Mace Windu should have done his job as a high Jedi to nurture future Jedi instead of basically putting him on the outside all the time.
I think if Anakin was not in the room, he would have taken him prisoner. He was not killing him. He put his sword, and he says, I think he said something in the name of the Jedi Order, you're under arrest. I think he said even something like that.
No, he was
not about to kill him. He was not about to kill him.
That is what he was about to do, because Anna said, no, we have to take him alive. And Mace Windu is like, we can't take him alive. He's too dangerous.
Yeah,
and
he is too dangerous.
To kill. But he's going against everything that he is trying to teach all of the Jedi, because
which is exactly what the prequels show, that all the Jedi is a bunch of hypocrites that just went against all their teachings. So yeah, the fact that he's one of the leader of them just proves the point that the Jedi were a bunch of stupid. And that's what I'm going to say every time. The prequels
absolutely suck.
The prequel, in my view, is a big warning against any organized religion. That's what I take out of the prequel. If you follow any organized religion and you just blindly follow prophecy and books, you're just going to lead to a totalitarian regime that's going to take all your freedoms away. So vote for me
if you're against cult leaders.
Vote for me if you're against stupid, annoying children that don't bring anything to the story.
Don't vote for Asparagus because he doesn't believe in watching the actual TV show before he starts to roast it.
That's true. What was it about source material and not actually reading it and watching it, but whatever.
But anyways, Agathon, I don't 100% disagree with you, only because I could see there's flaws in Mace Windu's character. Now, however, you ranked him number 1 as the single-handedly worst Star Wars character, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly because there's so much worse. There's so much worse.
But I beg the audience who's going to be voting here. You have Ezra Bridger. If you've watched Rebels, that kid has done a lot of shit in those seasons. You have Rose. Short-lived, but when she's there, she's made all the right decisions. And then you have Mace Windu.
She has not made all the right decisions, but we're gonna.
Mace Windu's cool. I love the character. You know, purple lightsaber is badass. It's Samuel L. Jackson. I don't hate anything, but the character itself, bad for the whole storyline of the show.
I disagree. There's so much worse out there, and maybe there's a couple flaws, but honestly, his overall character arc is not bad.
The worst, your two are not worse than Mace Windu. So there might be worse, but you didn't come to the table with the worst.
I 100% did, and there's just a boring character. Like, there's nothing there, and she had way too much screen time for how much there was. Thank you, Asparagus. I appreciate that. I don't know if that's you trying to tell me I'm right, but thank you.
I'm buying votes.
Okay.
What was that?
Asparagus Daiquiri gifted sub to Thomas for Good TV. He's buying votes, apparently.
Okay, so we've been at this one for a long time. Agathon, and I'm not complaining. You've been having at least 10 minutes for this. So, we're gonna do the vote right now. I've Moose Agathon. I sent you the link on Discord. So if you want to push the link into your chat, we will be voting for 2 minutes, guys. This is the one. We need this vote here. So far, we want to find a winner. Moose won round number 2 with Boba Fett. Agathon won round number 3 with Boba Fett. I sense a pattern here. So for number one of the number 1 worst Star Wars character, you can go and vote. Your choices are Agathon with Mace Windu, Asparagus with Ezra Bridger, or Moose with Rose Tico. We are going to let you guys 2 minutes to do your voting. In the meantime, I just want to take a moment to invite you all to come tomorrow on my channel. We will be doing the Pot By Paul debates. On this occasion, we will have a topic that's very dear to my heart. We're going to talk about if the Survivor team are overpowered compared to the Traitor team on Project Winter, which is a game I love, which is my game of the year for 2022. We already have 5 debaters lined up. This is going to be awesome. I am going to try to bully Moose into joining us tomorrow because so far, apparently, he has not signed in. So, Moose, while you're live right now, I'm going to put you on the blast, and I would love you to be part of the debate tomorrow. That being said, thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We're not done, but while you are going to vote, I'm just going to shout out my stuff, and you guys, you can go ahead as well.
Okay. Remember the name MmooseHD with 2 M's. Feel free to check me out. If you don't want to, that's okay. I understand. I like to stream every now and then. I think it's pretty chill. I put on some chill music and just tell you what's on my mind. I think I have the most chill Discord server out there, in my opinion. Of course, I would think that, but I'm proud of it. I like the improvements I made on it. So if you join it now,
it is pretty good, by the way.
We have a live giveaway that we're doing, and we plan on doing more because one of my mods has a bunch of free games that he wants to give away. So go take advantage of that. It's absolutely free. You just gotta join and put a react on a message, and then you're entered. So yeah, have fun with that.
Awesome. Agathon?
Oh shit, me again.
Shit, you again.
Yeah, so Agathon, I don't have a cool Discord. I just stream on here every once in a while, and I stream along with some friends. I'm in Asparagus' chat a lot. I've been in Moose's frequently lately as a lurker, and my buddy Fudd McD, I'm in his a lot. I stream with him on Fridays or on Sundays for Pirates,
and me,
and occasionally on Fridays with Among Us. What's that?
You forgot me on your pirate crew. I'm a bit offended.
Shit, I'm sorry that you're the official 4th crew member. I'm so sorry, Asparagus. Yes, Asparagus is also with Fudd and I and Dr. Stifle. We're a 4-man crew on a pirate ship, and we're jackasses who act like jackasses for 3 hours as pirates. It's pretty fun. We
killed a Kraken and a Megalodon last week as newbies.
And then got killed by a 12-year-old who was butthurt.
Wait, we totally did.
Is his name Ezra Bridger?
Maybe it was. No, I don't think it was, because I would have slapped him out of there. Because he was. Okay.
Because he's force sensitive.
He is.
I am trying to get to 35 followers. I am currently at 34 followers.
34. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you the link right there to Mr. Agathon's chat. Even though he had brought a terrible opinion to this debate and very bad choices, he still deserves your follow. So please, someone, just one of you guys, click the link, and go follow Agathon.
I really appreciate your backhanded compliments. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. This vote is very, very, very close so far, so I'm gonna make sure to give everyone just one more minute to go and vote. We kind of just need one more vote to win here, guys. Everyone who believes in me. So, guys, you have 30 seconds. Go and vote Asparagus for Ezra Bridger. We are so close to victory, and otherwise, we might lose this debate, and we don't want this to happen twice.
I'm content with this.
I don't know. I lost 1 to fucking Legos, and I'm still buttered about it.
Thank you, Fudd, so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. We're kind of getting through the last little bit of our Star Wars stream here. We're talking about the 9 worst characters in Star Wars. There is a link. Let me resend if you guys want to vote without context.
Yeah, Fudd, by the way, since you joined Agathon, I
So
need your help. We need one more vote and I'm gonna win this debate. So please go and vote for Asparagus. You guys have 30 seconds left. And if you vote for Asparagus, you'll have my undying love. And I would
vote
also
for
know
what's
that you have
right.
very, very good tastes because these guys brought the worst. They both won with Boba Fett. They both bring the exact same character with no originality, and now Agathon is trying to make you believe that somehow Mace Windu is the worst character in Star Wars.
If someone in my chat votes me,
God.
I will gift you a sub.
You give me a sub, Moose?
Maybe
Never
not.
watched Star Wars, then just vote for Mace Windu, man.
Doesn't matter,
vote
Fudd.
with your
Fudd. You know,
But
Ezra
more
Bridger.
importantly than this debate for me is I am trying to get to 35 followers. One of you can follow, man. I'm not desperate or anything, or I won't beg or plead. But just
I
one
have
more
something to
follow.
say after the vote's done, so I don't influence the vote at all because
Okay, so let me refresh
it's a
the vote.
disgrace. This is a disgrace.
Let me refresh the vote. I think we are we're gonna go with the vote here, guys. If you want to see the vote, because you see that I'm not lying, I'm gonna give you the link here. The vote is actually, and I think we're gonna have a winner here. Agathon with Mace Windu with 37.5%, Asparagus with Ezra Bridger with 37.5%, and Moose with Rose Tico with 25%. So, if we were to use the voting number rules, Agathon got 1 point for round number 1, Moose got 1 point from round number 2, and Asparagus and Agathon both got 1 point for round number 3. So I think that would make Agathon the winner of this debate.
And on that note, I just got 35 followers. Thank you, Rogue.
Look at that.
What a
I
night.
appreciate it. This is a great night. Thank you so much.
I'm kind of
What
happy,
a
to be honest,
night.
that you guys brought me on the equal front with Agathon. So at least I didn't lose all my rounds. But yeah, Agathon, congrats. that seems to be your night today. You won the debate and you won your subscriber goals. So cheers to you, buddy. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
And thank you, Clover, for the follow. I think Agathon should have won that round, and not tie with Asparagus. Although I think I should have won that round, but if I didn't win, I think Agathon should have not tied. But at least
I agree. Because out of those three, Ezra Bridger is the best character.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best character to be picked as the worst. I agree. Thank you for your support, Agathon.
I can go on all day about Ezra, by the way.
Moose, there's one thing you wanted to say before we end this.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that was it. I'm mad that there's a tie between you two. Like, it's not even close. Although they're both good characters, it's not close with Ezra. Ezra has
True,
such a
it's
good
not
arc.
close. Ezra is the worst. You're correct.
Ezra has such a good arc. Sorry.
Agreed.
That's all I had to say about that one.
Okay. And who was your pick? I already forgot. Let me go and check.
Yeah, 'cause she's very forgettable.
Rostico. And
Yeah,
Rostico
she's terrible.
doesn't have a arc. Okay, if you say so.
She
Guys,
doesn't.
jokes aside, that was super fun. I had a blast tonight. Moose, Agathon, thank you so much for being here. That was great. We've did a 30 minutes review of the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer for the upcoming show. Where I think it's safe to say that we're both hyped, if not a little cautious, but still pretty much hyped. We have this great debate that went on for longer than we take for at least 2 hours, where we discuss like just 9 Star Wars characters. To be fair, 8 because you guys brought the same twice, and that's pretty much what I have to say, guys. Thank you for being here tonight.
Oh wait! I have honorable mentions.
Oh, you go? Okay, do that quickly because I'm gonna have to go.
I will do it quickly. My honorable mentions are Cobb Vanth.
Of course, you have to say that.
Terrible.
You just needed to get a rise out of me.
4th worst Star Wars character.
He's just
I don't
jealous
even
because
need
he
to
looks
say
so good.
why. I did have another one, but I forgot because I really just wanted to say the Cobb Vanth thing. It's not good. They didn't need to revive him either. So, but anyways, I'm content now.
Go ahead.
C-3PO is kind of worthless too.
I kind of agree with that. I was thinking about earlier.
I was expecting one of you to bring him.
So was I.
But if we were to do the best Star Wars character, what's his name? Babu Frick is the best one.
I'm sorry, Moose is cutting out. We're just gonna have to leave the conversation.
I actually had as a backup here. Just gonna say it. Wait, I forgot her name. Where did I forgot her name? Fennec Shan. Fennec Shan was on my list as a backup.
Yep, she's terrible too.
You know, Yoda was on my list, so
That is such a bad take.
Moose, are you sure you want to keep Agathon as a guest on the show?
I don't know. After the Yoda hate, he's pretty sick. So
no, I love Yoda, but really think about it. What has Yoda done really good about it? I mean, he's never won a fight.
That is true. Now that I think about it.
You mean like win by like slaying the other person?
Yeah, he's never won.
He always got
Count
distracted
Dooku beat him.
by throwing
Darth
stuff at
Sidious beat
him.
him.
By throwing stuff at him twice. Same way.
Yeah, and Yoda just went, yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna stop fighting, and then I'm gonna go in hiding for 20-ish plus years, and then train someone for a month, and then die.
Exactly like the 25 other surviving Jedi that just went hiding and just did nothing. But that's a debate for another day.
I'm not dissing Timothy Oliphant. I'm just dissing the character itself. They could have just left him dead, and I would have been fine. But anyways,
I don't understand why they're bringing him back. Like, I felt his arc did end well enough. Like, yeah, he was the reason that the town folk came to help. So let it end. He died.
Agathon, just Google Cobb Vent. Look at the pictures. Look at how good this guy's look. And
I agree. He looks good. It doesn't.
He's fabulous.
I mean, but at the same time, like, you made a decision, and then you retcon that decision in the same episode. It's just such a cheap move. Like, why?
this is dragging out more than it needs to.
Yeah, I liked him as a character. I do. I wish he wouldn't have died, especially by the hands of Cad Bane, who fucking sucks.
Oh, see, they should switch the revive from Cobb Vanth to Cad Bane, and I would have loved it. Well, they did, so I hope you're happy.
I am happy.
On this note, guys, I will have to. I will be going. That's gonna be the end for me. Is any of you guys keep streaming? Because I'm gonna raid you with my audience. If you guys are gonna stream more tonight.
I am not. Agathon, are you?
Nope. I'm going to bed.
I'm also going to bed.
Yep. It's
because we're old. We're not like Moose. We're not like 12 years old, like you said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm 12. Sorry. I like Star Wars Rebels.
Dino in chat says
it relates to me because I'm 12.
Then it says everyone but Jar Jar. Are you saying that Jar Jar is not the worst or that he is the worst? Because Dino, we're gonna have Jar Jar is by far not the worst.
Yeah, I can give so many reasons why Jar Jar is not the worst. Annoying. Yes, but not the worst.
Okay. No. Yes. I almost dissed Dino, but Dino's right. Dino says he's the best. Everyone else is trash. Okay, good. Thank you, Dino. Thank you. I was about to direct these two guys to trash you, but and we learned tonight that Agathon is pretty good at that. So next time we do a debate like that, I'm gonna work so hard to have Agathon on my side.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Agathon, go play some fucking Project Winter. I need you on the debate show. There's a debate tomorrow, and we need someone to join us. So, tomorrow morning.
I'll see if I can find some time this weekend, all right?
Well, the debate is tomorrow, so you're going to have to play.
Well, I'm not going to be able to. I can't do the debate tomorrow. I got too much homework.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. That being said, guys, thank you for everyone that's been joining us on Moose's stream, on my stream, on Agathon's stream. One last comment here. Dino says Watto is pretty good as well. I agree. We will be coming back next week. I don't think we have a topic lined up yet. We will be announcing in the next days what we'll be discussing next week. I very, very like this kind of combative debate format. We will be discussing with three of us together if we want to do that again, or we just have to have a normal chat. Please, guys, tell us if you like this format, if you like the little combativity between us. We would like to know what you guys like as well. If you think it's too much and we're just all yelling at each other, it's not entertaining, we need to know. Or if you think that it is what makes it good, we'd like to know.